What other exercises would you recommend? Is it like counting to 10 to slow down? What small techniques could we use in our day-to-day?
I'd recommend counting to 10 and slowing down. No, seriously.
Which, believe it or not, is hard to do. Even like you said, unplugging for 5 minutes. But it's really about just being present.
Exactly.
And being in stillness.
Exactly. It's one of the best ways, literally, is to count to 5 backwards, 10 backwards, but literally be mindful with your breath. So you literally breathe in and out, and that's one cycle. And then you do that again, and that's another cycle. And literally you're slowing down your typical way that you rev your engine mentally, and so you access a deeper mindset when you start to do that. So you create a state change for yourself. So that's one key way. One of my favorite ways, we call it dialectic thinking. So you're actually holding two opposites. So you might think of something that seems impossible, and then something that is possible, and you hold both at the same time. We actually have a process where we walk executives through where they're working that out in this whole process that we have. And so it gets them to look at a creative third option that they never knew existed because they were too fixated on one side of the spectrum or the other, and their position was locked in, so they didn't have that creative third possibility. So that's a whole other way that sometimes we invent things. Like the guy, W.J.J. Gordon, who started Pringles potato chips.
Okay. This
is how he did it, is he actually was carrying this idea of, I'm tired of 2/3 of potato chip bags being filled with air.
Oh gosh, that is so annoying.
It's annoying, it's a ripoff, this is lame. And so he actually thought about how do we actually stack chips, but in a way that doesn't crumble?
It's clever.
Right? So he was holding two opposites around creating a more dense chip that doesn't destruct and crumble on itself. So he didn't know how to do that, but he held that possibility. So one day he's raking leaves in his backyard, and he realized when the leaves are dry, it's almost impossible to throw them in the garbage bag. But one day it was raining, and it was wet, and he saw how the leaves naturally formed on each other, and he was holding that in the back of his subconscious the whole time, this question of how do I do this? And so he realized, oh, I can do that with potato chips. So if I stack the chips, then soak them in oil, they're going to naturally form on each other, easier to stack on each other, and I could put them in a simple canister, and now we still have Pringles 4 decades later, or whatever it's been. And so that's an example. There's many examples of inventors who've held paradox and then been able to come up with that third innovation, the third possibility.